This is a landmark ruling. Oklahoma was the first state case to go forward in many, many cases that have been filed against opioid makers, manufacturers, or distributors. Oklahoma's case against Johnson & Johnson moved forward. They actually had sued two other companies as well who settled beforehand. So only J&J went to court. And what happened was the judge ruled against Johnson & Johnson, saying that they now owe more than $500 million, $500 million to the state of Oklahoma to help with treatment and prevention in terms of the opioid crisis. The judge essentially saying he believed the prosecutor's argument that Johnson & Johnson overly aggressively marketed opioid products to doctors and downplayed the risks of addiction. And that was the key argument from prosecutors. Now, prosecutors had asked for a judgment of $17 billion, and instead the judge went with the figure of $572 million. So that's a small fraction of what they had asked for, but still symbolically a victory for those who believe that Big Pharma plays a role or has played a role in the opioid crisis. Again, the first real judgment to come out of one of these cases. That said, it also could be a bellwether or kind of maybe a precursor to what's to come, because right now, not just Oklahoma, but 47 other states have filed some kind of legal action against a manufacturer or a distributor of opioids. Those cases are moving forward in state court. And meantime, thousands, 2,000 municipalities like cities and local governments, counties, have also filed suit against some of the manufacturers of opioids. Those cases have all been grouped together in one federal court in Cleveland, Ohio. That's supposed to start with trials in October. So if you look at what's just happened in Oklahoma, a lot of legal experts and people in the industry are wondering, okay, what's going to happen now with all these other cases, given what happened in Oklahoma? This is sort of the first time that this legal strategy of going after the people who make the drugs has worked, at least to some extent. Again, not as big a settlement or not as big a judgment as what the prosecutors had argued for, but still the judge said it would be enough to help people for about a year in Oklahoma, those who've been impacted by the opioid crisis. That was why he picked that sort of arbitrary number of $570+ million. It was because he said that would be a year of prevention and treatment for people in Oklahoma. Johnson & Johnson is appealing this ruling, so far no money has changed hands. They haven't sent that $500+ million to the state. They're going to appeal. They say they are not to blame for this crisis and that they were a small player. If you look at all the opioid prescription drugs, painkillers that were out there, they argue that they were just a small piece of the puzzle and that they do not bear full responsibility for what happened in Oklahoma.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.